Hey, check we're on the right turn. Yeah. Let's watch the replay first, I think. Okay, so that's it. Okay, well, that was lucky. Somehow managed to avoid moving into that. I don't know. Yeah, I think these guys are in that position before, and so they that's fortunate. Is that what he was talking about? I said my tactics were good, so I don't know. No, that was just dumb luck. Belgian rifles retreating. That's it. Really is it. Let's have a look around. Before we inspect the troops, Belgian rifles are retreating, so we don't really. They must be back here then. Okay, well, that's taken some of the pressure off, and it seems like this guy's still here. Okay, we got these guys moving up. Okay, so these were probably the ones that were over here. Okay, well, this is interesting. We got light mortar. Okay, the rest of the platoon is disembarked. Or this another platoon. Okay, so I didn't see this platoon leader before, so this truck must have shown up just recently. And they are retreating. Yeah, I mean those are with points. Okay, so that's why he's getting them out of there. And one thing I was thinking afterwards is, should I actually fight at the trucks to try and destroy them while they were still loaded? And I don't know. I guess that was one possibility. But the thing of it is, at that time there were tanks very, very close. So I felt the tanks were the priority. I don't know if that was correct or not. Yeah, nice if somebody could tell me things like that in the comments. When this eventually shows up on YouTube, 'cause I find that kind of advice quite helpful. So let's inspect people. Let's have a look at formation leaders first. I think we probably in pretty good shape at the moment. I'll look around afterwards. So we can see them from here, some of them anyway. How fast is he moving? Quite fast, that's probably why we're seeing him. Okay, so let's do a more detailed inspection and rally anybody, because I think there may have been some units who, yeah, this one looks like it needs to be rallied. This one got hit by mortar or artillery fire last turn. I think he was expecting my tank to move into that position. Okay, suppression 6. Suppression 0. Okay, well, let's rally him first. Suppression 6 we might be able to live with. Let's see, what is he? He still has rally points, so he may be able to rally. Yeah, well, he will need to be rallied again. This one probably not. And I may not even push him forward anymore because he's taken 4 hits, I think. So he's pretty close to 50% down in strength. This guy should be alright. So we can actually see him from over there. Oh my god. Kind of surprising. And we can see him now. Okay. That's good to know. And we can see him there. That's really good to know. Okay. So smoke's clearing. The smoke is clearing. That's one of those really good things about the game, in my opinion. It works. It's very the smoke. I mean, I complain about it a lot because some of the things about it are quite stupid, but the way they thought about how the smoke actually clears, and it doesn't last forever. It's not a useful tool as a long-term for your long-term tactics. It's just a short-term solution to a problem, really, and they've made sure that it worked that way. And it doesn't clear too fast either. Now, in this case, it probably should have cleared a little faster because we're in a heavy rain. So, yeah, well, it's just raining, but well, I don't know. I mean, looking at this picture, it seems like it's heavy rain. But it doesn't actually say that in the description in the weather setting, so it's really hard to tell. But anyway, it's raining, so one would expect the smoke to clear a little faster. The real question is, where is that motorcycle unit? I haven't seen it anywhere. That is very odd. Yeah, there's a spot in there I can't see, so I'm gonna have to look around a bit more. Yeah, because there was a motorcycle recon unit in this area, and I've not seen it for many turns. I'm fairly certain it was not destroyed. So, if it's managed to sneak into the smoke, we are in a bit of trouble. So, okay, you can see that. Okay, there's a platoon leader and... oh, okay, there's 2 units in there. That's one thing the game does badly. In stacking, you can't always tell there's a second unit. And a suppressed unit, like there's a heavily suppressed unit in here. The Belgian rifles is routed, so it actually has no indicator on it. So it becomes very difficult to see, which is the intent. The thing is, if you fire at it, it's not going to... you'll do very little. It'd be very ineffective because when a unit's suppressed, it actually takes less. There's less chance of hitting it, and when you do hit it, there's less chance of actually hurting it because suppressed units are crawling around the ground looking for cover. It's not a little thing the game models fairly well. However, from a user interface point of view, it's absolutely horrible that they can't tell there's a second unit in there. It's like, yeah. Well, I'm not sure if that's SSI or Matrix, but it's just bad design. I mean, the UI has nothing to do with the modeling, or should have nothing to do with the modeling, because as a player, I need to know there's a second unit in there. The fact that I can't hurt it very much is not the issue for the UI. I mean, but the thing is, it disappears because that's the point. Supposedly you can't. They're crawling around the ground and they're harder to see, right? They're just trying to avoid being seen, so the game makes it harder for you to see it, but that's not ideal from a user interface design. Anyway, okay, we have the tanks moving up that side. Let's look around here. We can still see a lot of enemies, but I think though most of those are trucks now. Yeah, the real problems are here. Also, the ones that retreated back this way are now a problem because they'll rally. They're weak though, because we've probably done a fair amount of damage to them. But probably not weak enough. So we got one platoon there, one platoon that's catching its breath in here, and probably another platoon moving up from this side. Okay, well, that's a full company, I think. So probably not anymore. Hopefully, maybe. Remember, those trucks cost points, so chances are, I mean, they're not that cheap, but they're not free. So that would have reduced the points you could have spent anywhere else. Okay, so I think we're gonna start on this side because it's probably easier. Now, yeah, we're at turn 12. That's including this one. That's 5 turns left. 4 turns left. So we're not gonna get there. There's absolutely no point in moving up and trying to move forward. So all I'm going to do is move these. I mean, I can try, but that we're moving out in the open. Some units might be able to move. See, how far does this height 1 extend? Not very far. At the end of the year, that means... mm, okay, so 5 X's, but then we have the rest of this to get across, so... and there's no way we could run in... There's no way we can make it in 3 turns, even if we moved maximum distance. At, you know, which I think is probably scary. I can't. I'm not a player that's comfortable doing that. My opponent seems to be perfectly fine doing that. Like that unit's probably moved. Actually, no. That might actually be only 1 hex. No, that's probably 2 hexes. I think. Trying to remember. I don't think so. Because the on mix that would be 3. So that's. That may be 1 hex. That may only be 1 hex because it's the rain is making it harder. Is increasing the reason I said it was heavy terrain is not from this indicator here, but from the fact that there's a movement penalty for moving over mixed terrain. Normally it costs 2 points to move over mixed terrain, but it was actually costing 3 points. And so there's a +1 penalty for moving across wet mixed terrain. No, mixed terrain in heavy rain. In normal rain, there's no. In light rain, there isn't a penalty. So that's why I'm thinking it's heavy rain. There's no other actual indication that it is. So, but I'm again struggling to figure out how he gets to 5. That's got to be 2 hexes, and that's the reason we're seeing them. That is the reason we're seeing them. Yeah, because the other ones are probably moving back here. Now there was a I think there's a heavy machine gun up on this side, so moving across here will result in being attacked by that, which would limits the speed I could approach it anyway. I mean, if I was gonna actually move up there, this platoon would have to attack fairly early on, and it's way too late for that now. I mean, I've given up on this battle as anything other than having fun, because actually this is turning out to be quite entertaining for me anyway. I'm still going to move the scouts this way. I might as well do that. And then I'm going to move them through just to get an idea what's up here. They should be able to... They're not going to be seen very easily if they're moving only 1x. And in fact, the line of sight on this one is already quite restricted because of the fact he's behind the height 1 area, so he may actually be able to move a little bit faster, assuming I can pull that off. I don't want him to get too far ahead of the rest of the platoon, so maybe not. Now the question is, why can we not see them? Okay, because they're in the height 1 field, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. But there's somebody up here who could probably see us. Yeah, if we move too fast, so it's not worth it. This one first. Yeah, now I don't know where it is, though. That's the problem. It might be the side, in which case I wouldn't be able to see them anyway. in this area the height one extends to there. Nope, extends all the way to 3 hexes out. But it's just for messing about. I don't really have any intent on moving these guys up. I may move them up that way, but also they, you know, but even that would be pointless, I think. Okay, so next. Also, there may be units moving up on this side. I don't know. He may have more than I think he has, so there may actually still be units moving up on this side, but now they're moving very cautiously because they know they're in view of the enemy, so they can't really run. I'm not sure if he's intentionally moving that one 2 hexes in my view, because he may not have realized. Maybe he just didn't realize I was able to see that. You never know. Like I said, my opponent is very experienced. But he's not infallible. I mean, he does make mistakes, but I generally can't capitalize on them because by the time I've realized there was a mistake, yeah, too late. Because sometimes I can see there's a mistake, but there's nothing I can do. I'm not in a good position, and well, I can't see how I can take advantage of it. So then might as well not have happened. Okay, so here we have line of sight up to there. Yes, we do. I don't really want to risk. The problem here is there was infantry moving up this side, which we've now lost sight of, and that's not giving me much. That's not really giving me a good feeling at all. Because I've got 2-man scouts moving up, and there's no infantry behind them at all. So they might stay there. Although that's not terribly helpful. I just realized where the motorcycle unit might be. The one place I can't see, because even though I can see in there from that distance, I'm probably not able to. Yeah. Because I'm starting to wonder why I'm not able to see it. Is that really one? Well, I guess because if they're in here, I mean, this would be like the sensible place to put them. But then they'd have to be close enough to the edge of the smoke to be able to see out, and we'd be able to see them at this point. So I don't know. Okay, well, we'll move this one forward. He's still in the swamp, so that does not help. Damn it. We're just gonna have to move out of the way. So we're not learning anything at all from these scouts at this point, because they're trapped at a. I don't know how you can have a -2 swamp slope. I, uh, nah, it's just not to think about it. I don't know what to do here. We have infantry moving up. I don't know whether they've changed direction, whether they've decided to move up along here, or they've decided to move up across here. This high ground would be useful, so I'm guessing they've decided to move up across here. Or I don't know. We're not getting any useful information, that's the problem. Okay, so in that case, put someone in high up. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. So, probably should have moved him up onto here. We'll do that next turn. But I'm running out of turns anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna move that. I don't know what to do with these ones. I don't really want to have them get shot up yet. So I'm thinking maybe actually better off moving them back because they don't have anybody close by. So yeah. Because if he stays in the -2, then he's not going to actually be able to see anything. So I might as well get him out of there. Okay, no enemy seen unless they are very, very well hidden. We can see onto the top of it. And that's 3 hexes away. If they've been standing still for a long time, then they actually in cover at this point. They would be dug in. Don't ask how that works, but it does. If unit slayer sits in 1 hex for enough turns, it'll dig in depending on its experience. The number of turns depends on the experience of the unit. So you get these dug in, these foxhole indicators around them. So like these units are in cover because they've been sitting in 1 hex for many turns now. So XOI, there's an advantage to me not moving them, but those units are not actually doing anything at the moment. So that's not maybe not helpful. Okay, so well, that's a bit better. I think I probably should have moved him out of there. Okay, well, what's done is done. So I'm probably going to move this one, since there's nobody here that we can see. So maybe moving this one across here. I don't know, he can't. He's only got 1 movement if he does that. The stream is really quite annoying. It is really very, very annoying. I really should have considered that when I deployed, because with that, I would have made more sense to deploy infantry up here, just to avoid having to deal with that stream at this late stage of the battle. Because that stream slows you down a lot. Right? It costs almost all your movement to get across it. So, yeah. See, that's inexperience, right? I mean, an experienced player might have realized that earlier. Okay, so Okay, now this area is a bit more difficult. Okay, you can still see the tank. Okay, and he's ready now, so he's spotting a little better. But if that motorcycle recon unit is close by, then he's not relying on that to spot. Oh, hey, here's another possibility. Maybe it moved back here. Um, so this unit can see the tank. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Maybe we'll use it, I don't know. The thing is, it's ready now, and that's not good for me. It's moving, so he's steadily moving it back to avoid my being able to predict where it's going to be for the next turn, which negates the whole putting any mortar fire on it. So this infantry cannot see it. This infantry cannot see the tank, but it's pinned, so maybe that's the problem. I guess try rallying him again. Okay, Sergeant reduces suppression, good for him, and we still have some points left. So we could try it again if we need to. No, so from that position we cannot see the tank. Correction, from that position we cannot see the tank, so we could move there and turn that way, because this one can actually see the tank, so we could get a shot in. But the question is where, and then move this one up to here to get another shot in from a different tank. The problem is I don't know if there's anything up here, so we gotta find that out first. Okay, now suddenly we can see 5 units. How? Oh, way back here. Okay, those are not relevant. See, this is the thing, like, enemies seen. You know, UI failure design here, so enemy seen 5. Even though it's really difficult to spot anything, right? But we can see those. Why? So when Matrix made the spotting harder, they didn't really look at the entire like the entire system really, which is what a programmer should do when making any change, because you make one change, it could affect a lot of different areas. So now we can see those. They are retreating. That means not much. We have Belgian riders that are routed here, so they're actually going to run away again. They're also retreating, and so are they, but that doesn't actually mean anything. I've come to realize retreating... it doesn't mean... Well, retreating is actually not a very suppressed state, relatively speaking. They can still fire back at you. Like a routed unit will never fire back at you. They're completely dazed. They won't do anything. It's also pointless firing at them unless you really have a chance of killing an outright kill. So that requires close range, though. So we found another one here. I don't know if there's any others. Okay, so I can't move this one because he's blocked. So I'm going to move the infantry first. Okay, so we're going to get this one in front. He's suffering combat friction, so we're not going to... Yeah, and this wet ground is really slowing us down anyway. Yeah, because he's only going to get one X movement no matter what I do. Or no matter what I want to do. So the combat friction is reduced, he's movement to 4, and the wet ground has got a movement rate of 3. The wet mixed terrain, so... yeah, let's do that. Did he take any damage from that? No, he didn't. So this is still a full strength unit, but he's not a... Well, didn't he started out as a... He only had 8 to start with, and this one has been reduced by 2. And this one's been reduced by 3. So there, the two of them are... Oh, this one's the worst. It's been reduced by 4. So I'm gonna keep using this one for the moment. Let's move this one. Is a little bit stronger. Because I think we're in line view of the tank now. I don't know. This probably is a bad idea. Let's see if he'll take a shot. No, he won't. He must have his range set quite low then. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or either that, he didn't see me, which is a possibility. So now, but if I fire, then you probably will opportunity fire. So I can't really do that. Doesn't really gain me anything at all. Here. Him forward, and he's also in view of the tank. So, still don't know if I'm gonna try it. The main problem is the unit is ready, so I don't really have a safe way to put suppression on him, except with the infantry, which is unfortunate. So from there, Okay. So this can move up there. I'm actually going to take a risk and move him up another one. And then we'll move the company commander up this way. And the stream slowed him down. Okay, over here. Well, that's probably more movement than I really wanted to do, but I need the scouts and they're all tied together here. It seems like they did this, it's not a bad thing considering the scouts are much less likely to attract opportunity fire. And the tank did not opportunity fire. Interesting. Let's get across the stream first, I think, because that's the main obstacle here. Okay, I'm gonna risk bringing that one up. That smoke may clear though, so it's not a little bit concerned. Yeah. And then those guys will be able to get across, and then we can maybe move over to this side. But I don't know. I think the enemy units will get into this position long before me. So we're gonna be at a disadvantage as usual. Nothing surprising there for me. This infantry's gonna. Move up this way. Hey, these guys are moving really fast. Okay. He's gonna be in line of sight of them next turn. So he's moving too fast. This one's still okay. We can get away with that extra movement there. That's actually not a bad position, but for now. The problem with the heavy machine gun is it can't move and fire, so you have to kind of have a plan ahead. Okay, wait. Okay, this is working out. Depending where they're headed, we'll have them in line of sight for a few turns. Sniper's still not catching anybody. Okay, so I think I'm down to deciding whether I'm going to move tanks in to try and take a shot here. I have a suspicion that there's because there are two FT-18s in play, so, and I can only see one of them. I don't know where you would hide the other one. It's too big. It's too big to leave out in the open, and it can't hide. It can't hide in mixed. You'd have to move out of sight here. So if I move into attack, I think this is bait. So unless I can figure out how to get into that position, into position without actually Hmm. Yeah, well, the tanks are probably fairly safe at the moment. This one is, but I don't... Oh, okay, zooming out the wrong way. Zooming the wrong way. Because he can't be seen anyway, but... Again, experienced opponent, he's probably going to figure out where he is. Ooh. Okay, now one thing I didn't check. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move this one. He does not have line of sight there, and we don't have line of sight down to the end because of the smoke. Actually, the height one changes that. So there's no line of sight down the road all the way to the end here. Now, one possibility is move the tank in on this side. Okay, my heart rate went up on that one. I did not expect that to work. I used prescribed technique and it worked. Yay! Okay. The technique is to get the tank to fire at one thing, and then when it's because you have to get it to turn the turret again, and once it's fired at one thing, it generally won't opportunity fire at another thing, at another tank. But now these tanks are of course quite vulnerable because they suffered combat friction, so their movement rate's now down. Actually, this one is not. So I'm thinking... Now, what are we facing? Crew's out. The crew is... No, the crew is killed. There's no... I don't see the crew there. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm facing FT-17s. And possible anti-tank... infantry anti-tank weaponry. Let's have a look. Belgian rifles. What do they normally have? Mills grenades. Sometimes the platoon leaders have more grenades. Well, I mean, the thing of it is that an LMG is effective against a tank. You may say, well, how? Why? That doesn't make any sense. It's just the act of hitting, just the bullets hitting the tank is enough to put suppression on the crew, and that's all that matters. you may get a lucky shot, an extremely lucky shot, and actually to be able to destroy the tank. That is actually possible. That's realistic, but it needs a vulnerable location hit, which is quite rare in the game. So, and then even that doesn't guarantee that it's going to get destroyed. So, yeah, the machine gun can put suppression on a tank. It's well, putting suppression on the crew, because having all those bullets rattle around the outside of the tank is quite unnerving. So that's all they need to do is suppress the tank, and then that's exactly what I did earlier. When I opened Pandora's box, so to speak, and actually went out and took it, and actually moved my tanks out. Now, back to the issue at hand. I don't think any of these infantry have. I've got a mortar team here, which is not a good thing. The mortar team is moving. These guys are all moving, so they're not useful targets. So if I haven't seen any of the infantry have infantry anti-tank weapons except basic stuff. I mean grenades. There's nothing purpose-built. There's no purpose-built infantry anti-tank weapons. So I'm gonna guess that it doesn't have anything close by, but of course it could be moving very slowly. I still need to move these. Like they can't stay there. That would be unhealthy for them. Considering there's, I'll look around with them. Actually, let's do that now. Because I think, yeah, we're probably in line of sight of the infantry gun again, or howitzer, whatever it was. So that's not a good thing. Now this one didn't actually fire, so that probably didn't attract that much attention. They need to move again. I'm not happy with leaving them there. Okay, but on this side, this infantry they've moved. Wow, I already jumped around. I skipped different units and stuff. So can't move in there. But hopefully that's okay. Him there. Okay, now support. I don't suppose we can see the tanks yet. Oh, yes we can. Let's have a look. No, out of range. Since now the game doesn't provide a method for finding the range to a target. So I don't know. I mean, that's obviously more than 12 hexes away. Anyway, so they have to move closer. We may still get to use infantry, anti-tank weapons here. I doubt it though. Nope, still out of range. Okay, so he's moved. I'm not sure where to leave them. They have targets, they can fire at those. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Damn it. Roll at 13%. We can actually hit the FD 18 at 2%. Okay, wait a minute. Let's have a look at. Set that to 3. Wait, how far was that? That's 15 hexes, limit of the range. If we engage them, okay, so where do I need these then? Because obviously there's no point in having them stay all the way back here. Yeah. Let's move them forward. Alright, so he's in contact. The artillery fire. Retreating. That means they're probably going to move. It's going to be difficult to predict where they... Well, they'll probably run this way, but how far? I don't know. They're on the road, so they actually get more movement. Retreating is usually maximum movement. If you've got... Well, combat friction will slow you down anyway, so... The 2 hexes, it's too difficult. This is only moving 1. Too difficult to know. So let's move. Let's not bother. And besides, I think they're running 21 there, 28 there. Okay, we're not running. Oh wow, 45. Okay, we're not running low. Let's move him forward. And we'll move the mortars because I'm not planning to fire anything. I can't see any useful targets because they're all moving around so fast. Yeah, everything's moving so fast I can't predict where they're gonna go. Yeah, better getting the mortars in line of sight. now they're all retreating, so there's a small chance they'll actually rally. You may be able to rally them before they retreat. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll move the mortars. I really can't see any useful targets for the mortars at the moment. Yeah. I'm better off getting them in line of sight, actually. So I'll move him forward here. And hopefully not moving him into an artillery strike. He's not in contact, damn it. Okay, I think that's most of it. At this point, there is no. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to move him. I'm not happy with that. But the question is where. Just don't want to have him in that position next turn. Also, I have to try and cover. So let's see. You'd have to move the tank in this side. It may already be in that position. So I'm better off moving them back. Maybe a year. That's good. Now, can you see from there? Yeah, the tank would have to move pretty far out to that side, and I got line of sight into those two X's. Yeah, so if he moves a tank into there, we get 2 shots at him. Assuming my range is set enough to actually hit it. Yeah, it's not a bad shot. It's like 8 hexes. And he's actually slightly closer, so it should be 7 hexes, but in nice thing range to 10, so that should be okay. And I think I'm actually done. I don't know. It's risky because that's the last position he saw me. So I don't know if he has somebody who can spot me, then I'll know because the mortars will land exactly where. Like if there's somebody in those 2 hexes, that can see me, then the mortars will be very, very accurate. So I guess we'll find out the hard way. Okay, so I'm just gonna check ranges, and I'm done, I think. These guys moving? No, they're not. Oh, it's nothing. Isn't it? I don't see any point. I see no point in moving them. Okay. It's just too late. I mean, if that had been my intent from the beginning, then I think I would have moved them a long time ago. My intent for those units was to prevent similar actions along this flank, along the south flank that we've seen in the past two battles, where you managed to get recon units in both cases. They were cavalry units. They're fast enough. I mean, you could use the motorcycle units to do that as well. Using my exposed flank to get fast units into the rear areas of my side of the map, and it was not fun. Although the shooting Kubelwagen's machine guns at cavalry was quite entertaining, if I'm honest. Okay, let's look at ranges. I think these are 3. Yeah, and if they rally, then I've got the same problem here with this. Actually, they're outnumbered again. So the problem is there's 10 of them. They recon opportunity fire now blindly, because unless they get fired at, because that would cause an opportunity fire. But I think I'm gonna leave it at 3. Because they won't opportunity fire at those, even if they fire at these units, which is bad for them, because they're outnumbered 3 to 1 now. But they're all quite suppressed at the moment, so we'll see. I don't know. Okay, well, moving on. Oh, nope, wrong key. So we'll just leave the ranges set as is. 3. So we will not actually opportunity fire at them unless they fire at us. And I only fired once, so hopefully that's not enough. Actually, there's no targets. Yeah, these guys have no targets, so that's a good reason to set the ranges to 3. Yep. He can rally again, so I'm actually gonna rally him one more time. Yep, and the sergeant managed to do it. We're gonna try and rally him. Yeah, there we go. They're down below 5, that's good. It's great to see the sergeants being able to rally a squad that much. It's actually not a really common thing in the game, because it depends on how badly beaten up the squad is, I guess. Because the sergeant only has so much yelling power to get the troops to start functioning together again. Okay, so this is interesting because I don't have the threat of a tank up on this side anymore, which is really helpful. So I might actually be able to do something a bit more creative. I need to get across the stream. That's my priority. There's a swamp area, which is not going to help. Well, this guy's going to get slowed down, but these guys might be able to move up a little bit. Well, Nah, they're all gonna get. They can't really move more than 1x at a time now anyway. I think. Well, we'll be able to get more creative with what we can do here, maybe. These guys didn't fire, so the Rangers should still be set as standard. Okay, so he's not going to be needed on this side, but I think I'll keep moving him up along behind this squad, just in case the other tank shows up somewhere around near. That actually strikes me as something that makes sense, because you'd be able to move it up this side without it being seen, right? This orchard is a very useful area for staging your units, I think. So, okay, it's going range. And we'll see how we'll see if I'm in line of sight of if the tanks are in line of sight of another unit right now, a unit that I can't spot because it's too far away or hasn't moved in a long time, then well no, because those tanks will probably take direct hits from the mortars, and that would probably be a problem, so we'll see. But even then, it just actually would only arrive at the end of my next turn, because he wouldn't be able to fire it and have it arrive before mine. Yeah, so actually, maybe we shouldn't worry about it that much. Okay. Okay, whoops. And there we go. So, it's end of turn. Okay, so